be watching in the background.
Get some sleep.
What do you title it, Sam?
Whatever you want.
Something about killer mindset with the Bernoff himself.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Looks like we're live. I'll let you guys take it from here.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate you doing this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hopping on. Sam and I stole a couple minutes from Mike at the beginning here, and we had a little powwow. So I'm really excited for this presentation. If you're not familiar with Michael Bernoff, you're really in for a treat. I can say, and I actually didn't mention this as we were just getting ready, you with one podcast I heard got me to lose 30 pounds by switching food to entertainment, nutrition, and
addiction.
Just doing that, and then coupled with a little bit of exercise, I was able to drop 30 pounds.
Wow.
And I think that is that little hacks like that are huge for people. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you.
Well, I appreciate that. And those little hacks the little hacks that we're dealing with right now are going to be the big hacks that get us through all of this. And when I hear people say that they can change one word and lose weight, we can also change a few words, and we've got the ability to, we can't change what's happening. Oh, forgive me. We can't change everything that's happening right now. But what we can change is we can change our approach and our way of viewing what's happening. And in the big world of what's going on, I would say that, let me just turn off. I got my Slack is going off like crazy. I didn't get a chance to turn that off prior. My team is going nuts right now in a good way. So give me just 1 second to handle that. The big piece of the puzzle, I'll tell all of you as you're watching this right now, if you're live watching this, you're definitely going to want to get your team, your family, anyone you can to see what it is I'm about to share with you, because with our Facebook feeds and our Instagram feeds and our Twitter feeds and everything else we have going on, the majority of stuff going on in the world right now, people are very, very nervous and very, very looking for answers. So I was a guy that got a phone call probably about 3 weeks ago from the medical community. Although I work with you guys in the business world and the real estate world, I also train and work with at least 2,000 doctors. And I got brought in immediately to help with mindset and to talk with them about what's going on. So I started giving them answers and things to do, no different than the answers that I gave you with health and nutrition. And one of the things that I recognize right now is that what we're dealing with is a situation of mental and emotional Darwinism. And what I mean by that is he or she or they that has the ability to deal with what's going on is going to get through this most effectively. So what I was shooting to do is give all of you about 4 or 5. How much time am I working with right now? How much time do I have to work with?
We got about 45 minutes to an hour, 30 minutes. It's up to you. So.
Okay, I'm gonna give as much as everybody wants, and if there's questions that come in, is there something I see somewhere, or is that you just feed them to me?
I've got it up on the live feed, so any questions that come through, I'll pull down. And
feel free to do that. So the big thing I would say to everybody right now is that as you're dealing with the situation, marketing to yourself, everyone has learned how to do marketing to other people. We want to learn how to do pixels, and we want to market to others. We want to get people to buy things. How well you market to you in the next 24 hours, 10 minutes to 2 weeks is going to be one of the most powerful things to do. I got a book coming out called Average Sucks, and it's not even hit the shelves yet. I'm right in the middle of this whole problem. We were supposed to come out 2 weeks ago. Thank God there was a delay, and I'm now coming out in May, which I'm very happy about. But my next book, it will definitely be called How to Market to Yourself, because I think one of the biggest challenges people are dealing with right now is how they're marketing what's going on. So in our community, we've had a chance to talk to probably about 30,000 people already. And one of the things we're all starting to understand is that you can call it the word quarantine all you want. That is a media word, and that is a marketing term that is being used. I watched the governor of California basically say very kindly, please stay home. We don't want to call the police. We don't have to call the police. Please stay home. It would be a very good idea. And then the media immediately uses the term lockdown, because lockdown is something that grabs people's minds. So one of the things that I'm going to encourage everyone to do is to change the frame with your family and change the frame with yourself, and just decide, I'm at home right now because it's an intelligent thing to do. I can't speak for the outside world. I can't speak for what's going on virally or what's going on with the economy and the stock market. I don't know. It's not good. I don't like any of it. But what I can do is control my reaction to what's happening. So one of the things we're working on is really learning how to control the language pattern that people are dealing with, because at the end of the day, the most valuable asset that we have as human beings is our ability to communicate. And it's also the most underdeveloped and underutilized asset that we have as human beings. So as you're working with your team right now, whether your team is you and yourself or your team is your family, we've all got to get on the same page and start working together and get energized. So I'll give you the formula that I have, and this is not business related. Actually, it is business related. I deal with a lot of crisis negotiation when I deal with companies. And the first thing I tell everybody is very simply, acknowledge what's going on. And if you haven't acknowledged this right now, just acknowledge it. It sucks. It's not great. It is what it is. As soon as you acknowledge it, we can move to stage 2, which is manage. And what managing means is if we can manage this situation and realize, get your kids squared away, get your situation squared away, figure out how much money you have, call your American Express card. I don't know if anyone's mentioned this yet, but I called a bunch of people in our community and I said, call Amex, call Visa, call Citibank. Amex is doing 60 days, no payment, no interest. Get your shit managed right now. For a lot of people, an extra 2 weeks or 3 weeks is going to make a big difference. Get on the phone, call them up, get managed out, figure out who can help you, figure out what's going on, get yourself taken care of. Stage 3 is going to be actions. What actions do you need to take that are going to allow you to do things differently? And one of those actions is relanguaging the situation and relanguaging what's going on. Because I started recognizing our obsession. I've been studying the human mind for 20 years of my life. And what I recognized is people are obsessed with negativity. We don't mean to be, but our brains absolutely love negativity, because our old brains, if everyone go like this thing is controlling everything that's going on. Our old brains are looking to avoid problems. So this is why when you're driving down the freeway, you see someone getting a crash next to you or off to the side, you can't help but look. Even if you try not to look, you're going to look, because we're obsessed by 2 things. Number 1, problems, avoiding them. And 2, thank God that's not us. So right now, the media absolutely knows this about you. They know that you absolutely are obsessed. They know they have a group of basically alcoholics and they have a bar and they are excited. They are selling advertising like never before. They are thrilled with what you're doing because they're selling you something that your brain naturally can't say no to. So if there ever was a time for you to go on what I call a device diet, it would be like, I haven't seen the news or looked at anything on Google in 4 days. I feel amazing right now. Like before I go to bed, I feel the best I felt in years, because I'm doing a cleanup right now, like of my brain. I have no time for that stuff. So my take on this for all of you as you're watching this right now is, how are you going to control what's going on? So I realized the formula is that if we're obsessed with negativity and you're obsessed with what's happening, you've got to recognize that our job is not about getting back to normal. I would say 90% of the freaked out people in this world are saying to themselves, how do we get back to normal? If you're in real estate and you're saying, how do we get back to normal? I am going to tell you, stop saying that shit. It is not good. Getting back to normal is getting back to where we were. And it doesn't take a DeLorean to know if you go back in time, you were going to wind up back here again. And we don't want that. What we want to do is get beyond this and better. So as humans and leaders, one of the things that we really want to figure out is, and I started doing this with my team, is asking a different question to build a new neural pathway. So one of the ways we do that is by asking, like if you sat down with your team or even yourself, start with you and ask yourself this really hard question tonight. Now, the reason it's such a hard question is, if we go to dinner, it's easy to bitch, it's easy to complain, it's easy to be negative. It's very, very easy, because if I complain about my friends or you complain about your wife or your husband, it doesn't take much effort to gossip and complain. There's an old adage, I believe it's from the Talmud, that basically says that you are just as guilty listening to gossip as you are saying it. So I know right now, watching the news and buying into it, you're just as guilty as actually talking about it. So what happens for people is you bitch, you complain, you talk about what's wrong, and it's easy. Harder is to talk about when you or Sam ask me, where do I want to be in 5 years? That takes energy. That takes effort. It's hard. The human brain, it's hard. It's difficult. I want to go back to easy. So the magic question that I've been asking people is this: when this is all over 90 days from now, what are you going to be doing differently? What are you going to be doing? When this is over 6 months from now, what are you going to be doing differently? And you'll feel this pause inside of your brain going, I don't know, because you can't see past the challenge. But then you'll start saying things. You know what? I am going to build my business more recession proof. You know what? I am going to build less of a fragile business. You know what? Like you said, I'm going to change, you didn't say it, but I'm going to change my contracts that even if the government says this, you still owe me freaking stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? I am going to change this. I am going to do that. I am going to work with lawyers more. I am going to eat out less. I am going to pour more money away. I am going to invest differently. So my question is, if you're going to do it 90 days from now, 6 months from now, what are you waiting for? Right now is a perfect time for you to work on you to get better. Like I told everybody, oh, when the market goes, I'll get back. Open up an E-Trade account tomorrow, play with $50. You don't have to play with 50 million. Start learning, start playing, start understanding. So if you're going to do it 6 months from now, start doing it now. Most people are going to miss this because they're going to wait till it's over. And then they're going to be like, damn it, I missed it again this time. So what I'm getting at to get the energy up in all of you is we have to start seeing past what's going on. I'm not being Pollyanna right now, is we are building a new neural pathway. I, for the last 20 years of my life, have been dealing with people with the most biggest tragedies in the world: rape, abuse, attacks. I've dealt with people that have watched whole families get murdered in front of them, stuff you don't even want me to bring up right now here. I've had clients you don't even want to know. I've heard everything under the sun, and I've had as clients. What I recognize is that was me working with one person at a time. The challenge is now the whole globe is having the problem at once. The person that has the block, relationship-wise, they can't see past it. They can't see past their divorce. They can't see past their abuser. What we need to do right now is start seeing past this to the other side. And I don't mean being positive about it, and just asking yourself a question. What's the worst case scenario? If this goes on for a year, it goes on for a year. And then if you looked at it worse, your brain's gonna be like, it can't be a year, it'll probably be 90 days. Then what you do is you break it into little pieces, because chunking and glopping are what most of us do as human beings. We take this whole thing, like there's 3 things happening at once getting marketed to us. One of the things happening right now is we're getting marketed to us a financial problem. We're also have our kids at home, so relationship issue. And the third thing we have going on is our health. We're worried about our health. If you're a marketer, those are the 3 things everybody markets. So you are having fear in every major market of your life. So the way to change that is we've got to separate these three things and realize we have 3 completely different animals going on. We got a financial issue, a health crisis, and the stuff with our family. And if you could learn how to separate those, you're going to take a lot of pain out of those for you. So that's me throwing a lot of stuff out there. I got to ask a question. What is been the biggest consensus, the biggest issue that's been going on? I'm a solutions guy, and I'm a guy with a million tools to help people make their world better. They may not be posting right now on this page, but I am going to tell you in the past, through today, through your last week, what has been the biggest concern that's been coming up for people? And I'd love to solve that with some language to help them do things in a big way. So I don't see what you see right now, but yeah. I know I'm fired up.
So I'll go first while we have people put in some ideas. So go ahead and put those in the comments, guys. But I know for a lot of people, the concern is either A, that there's going to be no one in the market to buy or sell. And then B, that they're going to be so far behind that they're not going to be able to catch up. So on bills, it's really, the focus seems to be economic stress for most people in my circle that I've heard.
Very good. So is it economic stress, economic fear? Which is the word? Because there's 2 different things. The fear is what could happen. The stress is what's currently happening.
I would say most people it's fear.
Okay. So what happened is, it's so fascinating. The market goes down. The Corona thing comes up. We've been dealing with this 3 weeks, correct? Not that much has changed in 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks, a business is out of business. So my question is, the difference between fear is manifesting something that has not occurred yet. What we do as human beings is we pretend that we cannot make any more money at this point. Now, I understand your circumstance is very different. If you got properties, my heart goes out to everybody who isn't going to get paid and things are going to go on. But I also know that what our challenge we're dealing with is we're dealing with things 3 to 6 months outside of the world, outside of us, and we're not even taking into consideration things could get better. This happens a lot to people where you got a pile of bills on your desk like this thick, anytime, way before a coronavirus comes out. And you're looking at this thick thing of things and you're thinking, oh my God, I have the money to pay for that. What am I going to do? Because all you're thinking about is what you currently have to pay that. You're not thinking of anything else coming in, coming up with other options, your SBA loan coming through, other stuff occurring, other stuff happening. So what human beings do is we have a tendency to make things worse than they are. And the reason we like to do that is we love solving problems. So I'm not saying it's currently happening. I also know what are we going to do about it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a magic wand that's going to solve this, or we just need to get through it together? I mean, has anybody come up with any solutions today to do business as usual and solve this, or do we have to be more creative right now?
Yeah, I think it's be more creative is what we're leaning towards. I've tried to expand my network online as much as possible through this. And I've tried to change the way I interact with my team. So, I mean, in between sessions, I actually had the construction crews on Zoom. So we got them set up with Wi-Fi on site. Awesome. So that way they could plug in and sit in their locations. We could do walkthroughs because we can't get out to the sites. And then focusing on how we're going to basically move through this as quickly as possible. Me and my business partner basically called it whack-a-mole 2 weeks ago. We said, what problems are going to pop up? When are they going to pop up? And we just need to start knocking them down now. So that way we have challenges, not problems. Challenges are different than problems.
Very, very different. Different language.
Yeah. Yeah. So we lined up our challenges, and fortunately we're ahead of them. We've had it happen that we thought were going to happen, but we're 2 steps ahead, and we're just pushing through that. And that's key to keeping that going in the process. So I'm trying to see, no one's giving us their fears right now.
I'll give you a mindset. I'll give you a mindset thing, and this is real important to deal with. When I deal with people, like years ago when I was teaching cold calling, I had a couple clients that called people with money in motion, people that came up with they were selling to people that just got $250 million, or they just got $1 billion in a buyout, whatever. And they're calling these people trying to sell them investment stuff, trying meaning they typically would fail. And I said, what is your feeling when you call them? And most people don't understand how the mind works. They don't recognize that most people put their challenges up high. And when they picture this Corona thing, it's like they're picturing cowering like this, and they've got pictures inside of their head, no different than somebody gets raped once and they rape themselves 1,000 times a day for the rest of their lives. Do you know what I'm saying? So what happens is, if you picture this Corona thing up here, this economic collapse up here, you're making yourself smaller. So one of the things as you're thinking about this inside of your head is to visualize it. So when I do cold calling, and I teach this for years, I worked with call centers that were doing like $1 million a day in sales. And what I taught them how to do is to call Smurfs, like literally call little people, like call like little blue and white people on the phone. And when you're calling them, they're less intimidating. So if you can, in your brain, start looking at this problem as something you're looking down on, it doesn't make it go away, but it lowers the intensity. Because everything we're dealing with, all this fear, like in your head, you have a picture, you have sounds, you have feelings inside of your head about what could happen. You don't have a blank thing. You have a picture, an idea, a sound, someone answering the door, not wanting to pay, eviction notices. Like, you've got these picture, sounds, and feelings. The more clarity you have around the future that you don't want, the more real it becomes. So I like to put things in black and white. I like to shrink them. I like to make them small, because your brain wants to make them big so you avoid them. But at the same time of wanting to avoid them, you run right into them. So one of the techniques, I've studied NeuroLinguistic Programming for 20 years. I recognize that those simple techniques of seeing things from a different perspective changes the intensity. When the intensity goes down, you could think straight. And I think most people have trouble thinking straight during times like this.
Yeah, no, I would completely agree. I've been in multiple conversations with people struggling to even get through the next thought, because they're looking at Corona is, when you say it like that, you automatically, your eyes, you think of it.
Let me show you something crazy. You want to see something nuts? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you spell Corona?
Corona.
Okay, and I'm going to do this live right now. This is a technique I invented years ago. I'm going to have you do what I'm going to tell you to do. This is how crazy the mind is. When you say Corona, what do you feel inside of your body?
Fear, stress,
okay.
Like tension.
Are you willing to play this all out with me? Because I'm gonna change your entire. Are you cool with it not feeling that every time you see the word from now on?
Yes, I'm definitely cool with that.
Okay. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I've been doing this for years, and it sounds crazy, but it's this simple. I helped you lose weight. So what does that say?
Corona.
What does this say?
On a rock.
Do it again. Say it like you mean it.
On a rock.
Say it like you mean it. Say it in German.
On a rock.
Say it like a German accent.
On the rock.
One more time.
On the rock.
One more time. But do it like on the rock. Yeah.
On the rock. On the
one more
rock.
time. Yeah.
On the rock.
This is twisted, what I'm about to do. One more time. Yeah.
On the rock.
Okay, very good. Now I want you to say, what does this say?
I can't see it now, actually. Corona. Corona?
It doesn't feel the same anymore, does it?
No, it makes me laugh, actually.
Yeah, so what I do is I take people that got abused by a guy named Butchie, let's say, and I change it and they don't get bothered anymore. So when I say Corona to you, you crack up now.
Yeah, no. Actually, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, what's funny is on a rock. On a rock. What's funny, on a rock. Now, I'm not saying it goes away. I'm not making fun of anything. I'm just saying, why the fuck would you want in your brain a word that makes you feel like shit? So this says Corona. So what's funny is it makes you feel different. Why would you want to get triggered every time the media has you triggered? Corona makes you scared. But you from now on, I saw you had Marshall on earlier. I'm surprised he didn't do something like that. But the point is, every time we say Corona, you get a little bit of a jitter right now, and it's kind of funny. Now, I would rather you laugh. We're all drug dealers, every one of us. We deal drugs inside of our own brain. Norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine inside of our brain. So the question is, the media is selling you fear. They're selling you the fear chemicals. I want to sell you dopamine. Now, I don't want to make you happy every time you hear it, but what would be wrong if you hear the word Corona, and you hear it from now on, and instantly it made you giggle a little bit, and then you got through your day. It still sucks. People still die. Things are bad. But why would you want to get bothered by it before on a rock?
Yeah,
that's twisted, awesome. Isn't it?
That's pretty twisted.
I have a guy once that said to me, I can't stand when my dad says, why do you do that? And I played, why do you do that backwards? And he's like, and it changes. Most people don't realize you are in control of the voice inside of your head. So Corona to you, inside of the brain, what does Corona mean? The world's coming to a freaking end. This is over. The economy is going to shit and I'll never get paid again. Now it means Corona is a silly word that somebody chose to mean something. You're in a situation that's not so good right now. Here's the cool part. All of you watching this are super intelligent. You were smart enough to have a device. You have an iPhone, a Samsung product, a Mac product, and you are probably farther along now than you were when you started your business. My financial people told me this. They go, Michael, when you started, you had nothing, zero. You have stuff now. You have assets. You have things. It sucks, but we are farther along than we used to be. So if we did it once, we can do it again. And on a rock's not going to get in the way. You like that technique, don't you?
That technique's solid. I really
and it's
do
useful.
like that.
I have real estate agents that say to me, I can't cold call. I go, well, then go outside. It's warm out. It's 85 degrees here in Phoenix. What do you mean you can't cold call? They go, you mean you're not comfortable calling people you don't know yet. So why don't you call them, tell them you don't know them, and hang up. But instead of cold calling, we change the verbiage. The word cold call freaks people out. But if you split it on somebody, and you take it and you call it delock them, which is cold, backwards, it changes the emotion. So when you read a word backwards, your brain knows it's the same word, but it swaps the emotion. The opposite of fear is laughter and fun. So it swaps it. And you can use this on yourself. If something your wife or your husband or your brother, your girlfriend, your friends, your aunts bothers you, you can flip this on them. So that's some gold today for everybody watching.
Yeah, that's a real gem. I like that. That's a tactic.
Michael Bernoff special. Nobody else teaches that. That's a Michael. It's an MB special. It's a double scramble pattern with a backwards flip.
All right. Have any questions for Michael? I see that a lot of people like on a rock, and the spelling bee. And
I would challenge all of you to get real right now. Like, listen, how good can you get in the next 30 days? I was talking to one. Like, how good can you get in the next 30 days? How much stronger can you get? How much can you learn? How great can you get with your family? Like, we created 4 rules of my family that I wish I had all along. I don't know if you have kids or anything, but I have kids. Here's the family. Here's my family. I have a plan in my family. It's 4 things. Very easy. One is we all do work and homework. That's it. As a college kid, 8-year-old, we all have fun. We do family chores and help out, and we spend family time. Those are the 4 things that have to get done every day. We never set those rules before. This is great. So I got 4 family rules that we set. So when I do get back to work, my family's stronger.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm 21 days into my second kid. So he got here right during the
so you're not sleeping.
Yeah, no, I am running on roughly 30 minutes of sleep.
And there's no late night sports center or anything to watch or market watch. It's all negative. So just turn off the news at night. Wow.
Yeah, no. So I'm going through that with I'm getting to spend the time at the house with the wife to a degree. So
nice.
It's good getting to bond with the kid.
I've had more dinners at home, and we're doing things and making it happen. I would love if anybody has any real-time challenges, or Sam wants me to bring anything up. I have a million solutions. How I work best, I was built for problems like this. Like I was born, I thought maybe there's something wrong with me. Like, why am I doing great now? I was built for shit to go wrong and to fix it. That's my purpose on earth, to help people with this. So I've been on like triage calls left and right, probably spoken over 20,000 people the last couple of days. And one of the things I recognized is I do best when people tell me what their challenge is and I have a solution, as long as it's solvable. Like, how do I make the stock market go up 3,000 points? I can't solve that. I don't know.
Ooh, I've got some good questions coming in here. So the question is, any advice on how to approach a client who might be embarrassed that they actually want to buy a home, even with the current environment?
Yeah, I do have language patterns for that. So you're saying someone that you just need to congratulate them and commend them. Now, do we know they want to buy or not? Or like, let's draw the scenario out. Do we know?
Maureen, do you know that they want to buy for sure, or
she guessing?
Is that a guess that they want to buy?
Once we have the answer.
The advice is how to respond to the other agent shaming her, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Or having her client that wants to buy.
Let me explain this shame thing. Listen, shame doesn't pay your bills and shame doesn't sell a house, correct? Shame is a deep-rooted emotion that you have, and you can say it backwards. If they shame you for it, you do what you got to do. You sell the property and you help that person out. That person can be so much happier in the home they want to be in right now. Someone in my neighborhood just moved in the other day. I think it's fantastic. So helping somebody move right now makes the world better. Our job as entrepreneurs is not to duck and hide. Our job as entrepreneurs is to work as fast as we can to get things back to normal. And I'm telling you, I have worked with thousands of doctors. The fear around this is 10,000 times greater than what's going on. I know that for absolute certainty. And I know for a fact. So what I'm going to tell you is, language-wise, don't be bothered by the shame. Call that person up and go, let's do this together. You and me are going to be the ones that are known for, helping you get your house that you always wanted. I'm going to help you with this. I have more time than ever to help you. And I'm excited to get you this home. So if somebody wants to buy, complete, sell, title up, you do it right now. You got it. There's no nobility right now. There's no like noble cause. Like, I'm not going to take an SBA loan, or I'm not going to call Amex and ask for 90 days. You protect your family first and foremost. And I'm not here to make friends with people right now. I'm here to assist and serve and be kind.
Love it. I couldn't agree with you more.
I don't know if that helps. But that's my recommendation.
Maureen, let us know if that helped. And
if Krista, not, if you have language you need, I can help with that also.
Awesome. Yeah, you've given me some great tips for language from stuff I've watched with you. It's phenomenal.
Thank you. And I have stuff like that. Like I'll share that. Like, I would be calling our clients right now, and I would just be like, I'd be calling everybody and just saying, hey guys, there's about to be some really good deals in the market. Did you want me to let you know? Like, who do you know? Or like, on top of that, that's a good question. I'd call people like an insider, like I'd lower my voice and just go, this is a phone, guys. You guys probably should get unlazy again and use it. It's got a cord too. And I would go like this. I'd say, hey, Bill, just want to let you know, a lot of things are shifting in the market. I know that in the past, you've always wanted to live in Del Mar on the beach. Do you know what I'm saying? If something comes available at a good deal, did you want to know about it anytime in the next 90 days? Because as things get better, there may be opportunity. Did you want to know? Or there's another thing you can do. You can call, and there's this word that people use. It goes like this, it's like, hi. And when we ask people, I just wanted to check in on you and see how you were doing. This is not pixel time. This is not Facebook live time to your clients. You can do that stuff. This is pick up the phone, talk to some people, connect, and they're going to remember. So if I were to give like any advice right now, it's eyeball time. All your competition is about to be gone. Every one of you. All of your competition is about to be gone. Anyone who is an average Joe is gone. They will be gone. I would be eyeballing up, eyeballs and earlobes up. How many people can I get to see you? How many people can know you? And how many people can you take care of? Because they will remember you, okay, at the end. It's like, you got to picture this. When this turmoil is over, they're going to remember the people that serve them and help them. And that's our job right now. How can I help? What can I do? Did you need anything? I'm going to the store. Did you want me to pick you anything up? If you're going, you should be calling everyone you know, 10 to 15 people a day, letting them know you're alive and that you exist and checking on them. That's what I would do. building a brand new database called Real Connections with Real People. We got lazy as people. We got very, very lazy for a period of time, and we got caught off guard, because I'm telling you, no one had to be in this position. If I would have told you this was coming, there's 80,000 things you would have done differently.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I like what you did there on that call. You took it, you brought them in, even though they're on the phone, you bring them in with that low voice.
Yeah.
And you talk to them like, I got a secret, because everyone's saying it here, and everyone in the group, oh man, there's going to be deals. There's going to be deals. There's going to be deals. Call your clients,
tell them,
have that conversation, and don't feel like you're asking to make money, which I feel a lot of agents feel like they're doing.
Oh.
Let them know that you're going to them to offer them an opportunity to make that money that you're all talking about.
I can't even sell now, Andrew. I can't sell now, but I'm building a short list right now, and I want to know if you want to be on it, because when things come up, there may be a deal. There may be some upgrades that come out of this. It's not about getting one over on people. People have been looking to move, and there's going to be an influx in the market. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. Or also, is there anything I can do to help you? Do you know what I'm saying? Is there anything? And then I'd be calling mortgage guys right now. They're scared out of their minds. I'd be calling people in the mortgage business. Then I'd be building relationships, seeing what you can do, recommending books. You can Kindle people. I would call mortgage people and go, hey, I just got done reading this really cool book. I thought of you, and spend $9 and send it to a mortgage guy right now. Nobody's being nice to those guys right now. Nobody's taking care of those guys. Call them up. That's your friends, the title company people. Like, just reminded me, my friend's the president of Chicago Title. I'm gonna call her after this and ask, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? Is there anything I can help you with? I know you and your husband, what's going on? So I'm going to tell you. And also, here's the time to call other agents and let them know that you're not scared. I hate to say we're all in a recruiting game, and I'm not an agent, but people are going to go with leaders right now, and you should be one, and you should be reading great books and letting people know. Like, one of the things I did for years, and I talked to Sam about this when I talked to Closing Table. This guy sent me this book with this connector guy. What I would do is I'd find books that you like. Amazon's still delivering. Maybe find like 20 good books, and I would write in the cover to your agents right now, because you don't want to lose them. Bill, this is a good book. Now that I know that you're home and you got time to read, super excited that you're on the team. We're going to get through this together. Love Andrew, love Sam. Just wanted to let you know. You should also be sending to all your tenants right now a book that they can read, because it's very hard. For $10, send them a book. I know you're home and I'm concerned about you. Here's 3 rolls of toilet paper and a book. And then right here in the binding, right about here, you write, call me when you get here. When we're done with this, I did this for years when I was in direct sales. Call me when you get here. Only leaders get here. I'm taking you to dinner as soon as this is all over. Right here, but don't tell them it's there. Then you close it and mail it. So I'd go find books that you love. But how many tenants do you have? How many tenants?
I've got them in currently 11 units, and I have 30 more coming online.
I would get 40 books. Tell them you love them, you appreciate them, and nothing in the world is more important than them. And if I could ever do anything to help, let me know. And here's my phone number, and reach out. And by the way, here's 2 rolls of toilet paper and a gift package. It sounds crazy to do, but would you like to spend 40 bucks on them to get your 1,100 bucks or $2,000 a month rent, whatever it is?
Oh yeah.
Be smart. You didn't think about that one yet, did you? You can do that immediately.
No. Yeah, I've done that close to renewal, but I haven't done it.
You want to get rid of some books in your house, or even go down to Home Depot and go get some air purifiers, air fresheners. You're home with the kids. You could buy Lego sets right now for nothing on Lego sets. They have kids. If you know they have kids, buy them that. They will pay their bills if they feel like you were nice to them. See if you can invest 20 to see if you can get back $2,000. Ding, ding, ding. And also clear out. Like, I got all these books here. I'm gonna keep these because I love these books. But what I realized is, you can go through your house, maybe clear out books. I was thinking about you today. I had this really great book. I wanted you to read it. Your agents need this. Your team needs this. Your friends need this. Your potential clients need it. It is give time right now. Is the post office open? Because if they are, go get a bunch of those priority mail envelopes and go mail.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I don't know if they are open, but I do like the idea on that. I know they're taking mail.
Yep.
So you can still do snail mail. I wrote some letters this week, but this is much better.
Yeah, I would send a book, and then right inside the cover, I know you're home. It's the last thing. I know when you rented you the home, we knew that you'd like it. I didn't know you'd get stuck in it. Does that make sense? But if there's anything to do, let us know. Here's the maintenance number and my phone number directly. You call me if you need anything, or the management company, whatever you want to do. I would do stuff like that. You got to care right now. You should have cared in the first place. All of us should, right? But here's a lesson learned. So
we've got a question here, actually direct to what we're talking about. What books would you recommend if sending to a tenant?
Something to make them feel good. Something to, it depends who the tenant is. Like, I know my wife would like a different book than I'd like. You know what I'm saying? They're a business owner, a business book, but something to make them feel good. I'd also, if they have children, send them, and you know the age of their children, send them a kid's book they can read before bed. You can send them coloring books, Mad Libs, figure out who the person is, but send them something they can do because they're bored. It's got to be something fun. Do not send them a Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to send something enjoyable that they enjoy reading. Like, I would send Sam, if he didn't read it yet, I'd send the Nike book, or I'd send you that, like, if you didn't read it yet, because I know you'd enjoy that. That would be your thing. The you know what I mean? Shoe Dog, whatever. I'd send you that because that would turn you on. But like, you got to think of something, and don't go. I learned this from my buddy John Rulin. You don't want to put your cards in there. You want to give something to them for their life. Does that make sense? That can help them out. So like, Sam sent me, not Sam, John sent me a Cutco knives, but they had my picture of me and my wife and I on it, and it said, "Creating loving memories for the Bernoff household." And I'll always cherish those knives. So send them something, I don't know yet, that I'm looking for something that would make them like enjoy what's going on. Don't send them a book like 300 Ways to Get Through a Pandemic. Send them like a Mr. Rogers book, or send them a video. Send them people have DVD players. Send them a DVD. You might have an extra DVD in the house. See, if you got DVDs to get rid of, give them away. Hook these people up. Give them stuff. That's what I would do.
Awesome. Love it. Krista asked, what would you recommend to focus on for the next 30 days to maintain workflow and mindset?
Mindset's big. I've been giving away our mindset class. If you want me to do that, I will. But I've been giving that away for, I literally mentioned it, 1,000 people took our course for free. I've been just giving it away. What I'd work on, if you're cool with that, I'll tell them about it. If not, they can find me and they'll figure it out, whatever you guys want to do. But what I tell you to work on with mindset right now is where you're going to be 30 days from now. But I'd also start working on your physical state. So I start keeping track of things in life. Keep it very simple right now. Set a set of rules for yourself that there's 3 things that you need to do every day. Drink water, do 20 push-ups, and call 3 people, and give yourself a little bit of a system of 3 things you can do every day. And if you complete those, you're getting ahead. You might not do it every day, but more often than not. So I would pick a set of rules that you guarantee that you can accomplish. Like, I do a little something called a must board before I go to bed. I got this bamboo board, and I call it a must board. It stands for Makes You Stronger Today. And when I use the must board, MUST, I say things like this, Andrew. Tomorrow, I would say, what's today? Tuesday, I would say Wednesday morning, wake up with energy. And then I look at it, I wake up with energy, right? Help one person. Help one person. Find ways to use my words to impact. And then I find ways to words to impact. So that's what I do, is I would make a must board and make yourself win. You've got it. This is not the time to challenge yourself. This is time to guarantee wins. So like, I got a water bottle. I would say 3 of these a day, filled every single day. Take my vitamins, 20 minutes with my kids. I would make a very simple set of rules, because if you do that, you will feel great. And when you feel great, you'll get somewhere. That's what I would do. That's how I'd focus on.
Excellent. Love those small wins across the board turn into big wins. Got a question here from Evan. What's a good pattern disruption? I think disruption tactic. It says distribution, but I think it's disruption.
I think it's pattern disruption. Yeah.
Yeah. Tactic for raising capital during these times.
Yeah. What does he mean by raise capital?
Evan is involved in syndication for real estate. So I'm guessing that's what he's referring to.
Okay. So he wants to interrupt himself, or what is working out there in real estate? Create.
Evan, maybe you could clear this up.
Clear it up so I can help you with it.
Yeah, I'm guessing something along how to break through with people who are having a hard time comprehending the idea of investing. So that would be my guess, but hopefully Evan is hearing this right now and we'll clarify that for us.
Yeah, if he can hear it, I'll gladly help with that if I can. I need a little bit of like, if he's asking like, what can I do to, I don't have a crystal ball, but I would be looking at ways to make money. I'd also be asking ourselves, this is like marketing 101. We got to get real right now. Like what's going on? Like what to do next? Like I would be online. If I was a real estate agent right now, you're at home. I'd be giving out recipes and how to turn shit food into things that taste good. Does that make sense? I would be finding all kinds of workouts that you could do and giving things away, stuff for people, keep people occupied. I would be giving little things that you'd want to know. So you could, because when people buy houses, who are you typically selling to? People with children, people with kids, you know what I'm saying? 4 ways to homeschool better. I'd find things out, what I've learned. Like I have martial arts clients. I work with gyms also, hundreds and hundreds of gyms. And one of the things I taught them was, you've been teaching people on the mat how to pay their kids how to pay attention to you for years. Go teach parents now how to get their kids' attention while they're home homeschooling. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. I mean, maybe you could find 3 really intelligent apps that kids can be on, or ways to introduce their phone to their kids. Because we've been avoiding giving my daughter like a cell phone or anything. We're still not going to do it, but she's got the iPad and we've got rules around it. So I would like be really thinking about, how do you sell yourself? Because at the end of the day, I talked this at War Room 1,000 times, and I said, at the end of the day, that all people see when they see you, the first question they have is, who are you? What are your values? They ask this unconsciously. They're either going to make it up, or you're going to feed it to them. So you might as well find out what kind of person you are like right now. They might as well find out who you're being, what's going on. Here's a chance for your rebrand right now. What are you up to? Pictures with your kids, but make it real. Like, let them know what's going on. Let them know what you're doing. This is the kind of stuff I would do. I'd get ahead of this game. This will be over. We will all get through this, whether it's 3 weeks, 3 months, doesn't really matter. We're all getting through it. We're all going to be fine. Every one of us is smarter than this. Everyone's going to be okay. It's going to be different, but you're going to be okay. Yeah. What's going to happen is you're going to have to choose the decision right now is, are you going to get through it painfully, or do we want to get through this in an effective way?
Excellent. Yeah, no, definitely effective.
That's why we got to change the word. Stop trying to get back to normal. Normal gets you here. We're going to get beyond this.
Yeah. So Evan tried to clear this up here. He said, so it's back to disrupt and raising capital. And he says, different ideas as far as how to close deals, and then outside the box ideas that no one else is doing. I don't know if that clarifies that anymore.
Yeah, I don't have, he's talking about in the real estate space?
Yeah, yeah.
Are people buying and selling right now?
There's still some activity. It's
okay. What state is this guy in? Is his state,
California.
Licensed in California? Can you guys get licensed other places real quick while you're bored?
No, not really. I don't think so, but I don't know. So that actually could, that was just an assumption, actually.
We should probably figure that out. It'd probably be a good idea to do that. The other thing is, I would find people that have stuff going on. Like there's guys like you with properties and things right now that you can connect with and you can broker and put people together. So there may be people that are looking to offload things that you can put 2-3 people together, let them handle the deals and get cut in on it. So find out who in the area brokers turnkey properties in California. Who do we know that we were not doing business with that we need to talk to? Who can we hook them up with people? Like, I'm just saying, like, we've got to figure out how to just creatively do different. Just buying, showing, and selling. You got to get more creative than that right now. And I don't have an exact answer, but give me time. I will come up with something. I'm pretty smart. So are you.
Yeah, I know. And then Jessica did how to find liquid cash investors. So that's going to be someone who's liquid right now. I don't know if you can jump into that one. I'd
start asking people. You got to get out there and network right now. There's people, a lot of cash. Like I cashed out of the market. Do you know what I'm saying? I have cash. I cashed out and of the financial markets at the right time, and I'm sitting here waiting. I'm not saying I want to buy real estate right now, but there's people like us that cashed out. We've got to just start asking questions. I'm telling you, this is going to work. And I don't think anybody wants to do this right now. And I'm doing this right now. I'm talking to 20 people a day right now. My network is expanding like you wouldn't believe. In this time right now, I'm doing more Zooms, more connections, more personal phone calls than anybody else. But basically, we need to collaborate right now. So she needs to find money. Where's the money at? Start making phone calls. Start calling people. You know, let me tell you something. All the people that go to, okay, so this is what I would do. Where do you live?
Jessica's here in San Diego. I know that.
Okay. So in La Jolla, there's something called a country club. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's valets that work at country clubs that know who the big players are. I'd probably go and find online who valets at like the La Jolla Country Club, just using that as an example. Who are 6 people I would call? And I'd call them on the phone and go, I bet you're bored right now that you can't go to the country club. What are some of the things that you talked about? I'm just throwing this out there. And you may be able to have a conversation with them. People will talk to people. I'm just saying these people are bored. They used to go to the country club 24/7 to talk business. They are all at home right now, bored out of their minds. So I would find out where those people are, what's going on. The races are, I don't probably get canceled this year. People used to do business at the racetrack at Del Mar. So what I'm saying is, where are those people? You could find them online. You could find them out there. They're just in different spots right now. I would just get creative as all get up. The book, The Third Door is hilarious. Have you ever read that?
I have not.
You need to buy that right away. Everyone needs to get
I'm adding it.
One of the best books I've read in a day. Outside of my book, you'll read that in a day too when that comes out next month. But the third door is about this concept. Door number 1 is the normal door that everybody goes through. That's what we've all been doing. Door 2 is the VIP door, which I love to be in. Door 3 is knock on the kitchen as hard as you can because someone will let you in. So this book is about the guy who truly hacked the Price is Right by getting in the back door, how he got in to meet Tim Ferriss, how he got into Warren Buffett's place, how he helped Lady Gaga with his tour. Some little kid that hacked the whole world, learning how to cold email wealthy, successful, healthy people. That book will get every one of you. Everyone needs to read that book. I'm going to promote that guy's book right now. And the reason why I'm telling you that is every one of us needs a third door mentality right now. Who can get you in the back door right now? Because that's what we need. We got to get in front of the right people.
That's fantastic. Well, we're actually coming up on an hour right now.
That was fast.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I had a blast. I see a lot of people hopping on here on Facebook.
Thank you, everyone.
Having a good time. If you want to share that, if you're willing to share that with the group,
I've been giving it away. I mean, it's theactioncall.com, or you can text in 202. It's theactioncall.com. It's my $600 call to action program. It's a gift. I'm giving it away to everybody. It's live. I came out of retirement to do it live. I've serviced now almost 800 people in the last couple of weeks. I got to keep your minds right, man. I got to keep the business community going. You can either go to theactioncall.com and just fill that out. I still have spots for the course in a week, or text 202-759-4210, the word future, because that's what it's about. It's a total give. I'm not asking for anything. It's 202-759-4210. Text the word future. And if you do that, I'll spoil all of you. I mean, everyone can do it. What else are you going to do for a couple hours a day for 5 days? What, bitch and complain? So get on with me, hang out, show you to get out of your comfort zone, take care of your mind, your mental and emotional states. So if you're serious about it, I'll work with any of you. And as long as that website's up, you guys can take it.
Awesome. Yeah, I just got it posted up here. Sandy, the book is The Third Door that you're asking about there. And excellent. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Had a blast.
I enjoy it.
This is a great one. I really enjoy every time. Anytime I get to hear you, I really enjoy it.
Thank you
for your time.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to hear about the weight loss too. I'm really proud of you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. All right.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Let's see. Sam's got this thing closed. Sam's on it. See if you got it. I think you got it. That was good. I really appreciate that.
Enjoy that?
Yeah, I did.
I think we're still live on Facebook. Nope.
Yeah, Sam. We ran it on one. There we go. Did Sam get it?
No nose picking yet.